Hi, this is a continuation of the sterilization chapter. So in the first part, we were discussing about dry heat method of sterilization, and we started with different types of moist heat method of sterilization. As you know, sterilization is a procedure where you can sterilize an article without any vegetative forms of the bacteria, even the spore form of the bacteria. So last class we were discussing about heating method of sterilization, and we discussed dry heat method of sterilization. Then we started with the moist heat method of sterilization, where we saw it can be sterilized below 100 degrees Celsius. Now we are going to see the methods which are at 100 degrees Celsius. What are the techniques we have for sterilizing at 100 degrees Celsius? First method, boiling. Here articles are immersed in water for 10 to 30 minutes. So when the articles are immersed in boiling water for 10 to 30 minutes, the organism cannot survive at that temperature. Therefore, it is a method of sterilization. It has its own limitations. The second method at 100 degrees Celsius moist heat method of sterilization is tyndallization or intermittent sterilization. Here we expose the article for 30 minutes but for 3 successive days. So 100 degrees Celsius articles are sterilized every day, consecutive 3 days for 30 minutes. Articles can be sterilized like gelatin, egg containing medium, serum containing or sugar containing media. So these articles, when it's sterilized every day, the first day the vegetative forms will be killed. The second day, some of the spore state will germinate and it can be killed during the second day exposure for 30 minutes. By third day, remaining vegetative spore forms comes to the vegetative state and it will be killed. So 3 consecutive days when you are doing the sterilization, spores got a time to come to the vegetative state and we can kill almost all the organism present in the sample. So these are done because the items which are sterilized in this technique cannot be exposed to high temperature more than 100 degree. It cannot be used. So here the temperature is 100 degree, but 30 minutes every day, 3 consecutive days we are doing it. So this is otherwise called as intermittent sterilization. Named after John Tyndall, it is tyndallization. The third method is a steamer. So we have a steamer which is known as Koch or Arnold steamer, where we expose the article towards the steam. It is for 90 minutes. So 90 minutes when we sterilize, expose the article towards the steam, it will kill almost all the organism. So we have moist heat method below 100 degree, 3 methods: boiling, tyndallization and steamer. Coming to the last technique under moist heat method of sterilization, this is above 100 degrees Celsius and the method is autoclaving. Autoclaving is done in an instrument called autoclave, which is one of the most commonly seen instrument used in hospitals, labs or other places where sterilization is required. So the principle of autoclave is that steam under pressure got high penetrating power. It is steam under pressure. It works like a pressure cooker. So here water boils when it's we know that water boils when its vapor pressure is equal to its atmospheric pressure. When pressure inside closed vessel increases, temperature at which water boils also increases. So steam has high penetrating power and it condenses, giving up all the latent heat. So there is a reduction in the volume which sucks more steam into it. So based on this principle, our pressure cooker which are used in the house also works. So the same thing you can see in autoclave. It got parts like a pressure chamber or a cylinder. There is a lid with screw clamps, asbestos washer and a discharge tap with a pressure gauge and a safety valve, and there is a heater. So pressure chamber, it is made up, it's a cylinder. After that you have a lid which with a screw clamp, and with that there is a washer. Washer is to make it completely airtight. Then we have a discharge tap where the excess air goes outside. Then there is a pressure gauge to show the pressure inside, and there is a safety valve. Safety valve can be arranged to that pressure which we need. Once the pressure exceeds that limit, it can excess steam will be gone outside. So then we have a heater which electrically it can be heated. The holding period for this pressure cooker or the autoclave is 15 minutes and the temperature is 121. So the holding period can be taken as 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes at 15 lbs pressure per square inch of the area. Then there are different types of autoclave, which based on the uses we can have laboratory autoclave, hospital dressing autoclave, bowl and instrument autoclave, or we have rapid cooling autoclave. This is for the uses we can change the autoclave. Procedure. How do we work on an autoclave? We need to add sufficient water, then the lid is closed after material is placed inside. After that, we have to switch on the heater. Before starting the procedure, we have to adjust the safety valve. Once we close the lid, we have to wait for some time. Steam and air mix is allowed to escape through the discharge tap, and after that, once the air is gone out, we have to close the tap. Safety valve opens there and the steam escapes. Holding period is counted from this time for 15 minutes. After that, heater is stopped, it is allowed to cool, and the discharge tap is open so the air is allowed to go outside. What are the precautions while using the autoclave? First thing, it is we cannot use any waterproof materials for sterilization. Second one, we have to allow the sufficient steam penetration for the articles. That means it should not be overloaded. Then material should not be touching the sides so that it may get contaminated again. Then clean and waste should be autoclaved separately. Items which are clean already should be autoclaved separately, and which are going for discarding, that should be autoclaved separately. Uses of autoclave. Autoclave can be used for majority of the items which are used in the hospitals and in the microbiology lab. For example, culture media. During preparation or after usage, you can autoclave it. Rubber articles which cannot be sterilized in hot air oven, surgical instruments, dressings, and even biohazard waste can be autoclaved before throwing. What are the sterilization control? Sterilization control include spores of Bacillus stherothermophilus, chemical indicators, autoclave tapes you get, and then physical control. Spores of the bacteria, which is sporing bacteria Bacillus stherothermophilus, can be sterilized and can be checked for the growth. So once it shows the growth, it is considered as autoclave is not done properly. Coming to the other techniques of sterilization, we have filtration technique, where we remove the bacteria from the heat labile liquids, vaccines, antibiotics, toxins, serum or sugar. Now, bacteria-free filters can be obtained for virus isolation in this technique. Disadvantage is that even virus mycoplasma can pass through the filter. We have different types of filter. First one is depth filter, second one is membrane filter. The last method for sterilization is radiation. So we have two types of radiation, non-ionizing radiation and ionizing radiation. Non-ionizing radiations, we have example UV radiation, which are used for mass sterilization of pre-packed syringes and catheters. Then we have ionizing radiation like X-rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays. Ionizing radiation got a high penetrating power and it is rapid, so it is highly lethal to DNA, therefore it is called as cold sterilization. It is mainly, gamma radiation is mainly used for plastic, syringes, swabs and catheters.